First story.
AITA, if I leave my husband for the duration of my pregnancy, I, 30F, and my husband, 32 are expecting our second child. We have a 5-year-old daughter who has special needs, so I'm up with her if she can't sleep. I get her dressed and ready for school. I get her ready for bed and make all of her meals. I drive her to all of her appointments and therapies every day. Normal stuff a mom is supposed to do. I know, but my problem is I have a high-risk pregnancy. Several things have come up in this pregnancy where I need to be on a schedule myself for medication and meal times. Pregnancy wasn't easy for me the first time with my daughter. I was constantly sick. This time is no different. I feel worse this time, actually. I run around constantly with my daughter that I forget to eat or even drink water. Well, the last few days, I've had horrible morning sickness and painful round ligament pain to the point where I feel the physical effects of dehydration and I cry every time I try to get out of bed. The sharp pain is so intense. He kept saying things like, "Wife, get better because the dishes need to be washed. And why do I have to drive us to the store? Why are you making things so difficult for me?" My husband works from home and he is usually watching YouTube most of the day while we works. Mind you, earlier I said I cook all of my daughter's meals. I eat what I can when I can, but this man will complain and nag me about where his food is. But he will never eat what I make myself. He wants something different. And when I tell him I'm too tired, he complains. All day, all I ever hear out of his mouth is a complaint about how the dishes aren't done, how I am lazy, how I'm such a horrible wife. Well, last week I made him wake up early and start to get our daughter ready for school in the morning because when this new baby comes, I'm going to need help and my daughter is particular about routines. And he complained that he was too tired during the day and he couldn't do his job. I was just trying to get him used to her routine because I'm going to need help once this new baby arrives, and since I know I will be having a C-section, I'm going to need a lot of help from him. Another thing that happened last week, my daughter woke us both at 2 a.m. and made Dad stay awake with her all night. I stayed awake because I know he can lose his temper sometimes and doesn't have a lot of patience with her, but this idiot laughed and said, "Well, I guess she is getting us ready for the new baby." I was so angry because up until this past November, she was only sleeping 3-5 hours a night, and I stayed awake every night with her since she was born. This has been my life. He will tell me to get up and start cleaning because he doesn't know how much longer he can take having a lazy wife in the middle of me throwing up because of the morning sickness. I know this is probably all over the place, but it's 3 a.m. I'm tired and hungry, but am I the asshole if I left to take a break from my husband? Maybe even after the baby is born?
Comment 1. He sounds useless and abusive. If you have family, take your daughter and move in with them. If not, you will need to hire help, at least to clean. If he complains, tell him to do it himself because you are not feeling well, and you don't want to put your health at risk. Comment 2. This right here is why there are so many shitty men. To many women, let them treat them like dirt and stay with them and have their kids. They show their sons this is how you treat women, and the damn cycle continues. The reply to that comment, I know, right? Seriously, why are women so desperate they stay with pos husbands? And now she has a daughter that she's teaching. This is how men treat you like crap and you stay with them. Why? I will never understand. Comment 3. Why are you even staying with him? I get if this is a cultural thing you think you have to do, but you don't. This is abuse, pure and simple. I hope you have an exit plan. If not, make one and leave. Just because you think this is okay, it's not. For the love of whatever higher power you believe in, you need to leave. Second story.
Incredibly hurt, 29F. After a rough breakup with 30 and struggling to heal. We were together for 6 months. I'm not much of a romantic. I love being in a relationship, and I'm a warm, affectionate person. But I'm also pretty comfortable cutting someone loose if there are obvious incompatibilities that aren't able to be resolved after a couple conversations about it. I've had long-term relationships and short-term relationships. I don't fall in love super easily, but I'm not closed off to it either. We were really in love. It seemed like a great match. We had so much fun together, wanted the same things, something long-term, kids in the future, friendship, adventure. He's handsome, kind, very successful, a doctor. We were told all the time we made a beautiful couple. I couldn't get over his Instagram presence. I told him it hurt me when I saw him liking pictures of models. He followed some of girls, not those with 300,000 followers, but girls with small followings, maybe 900, to 1,000 from his area. I'm conventionally attractive but petite. I've always felt comfortable in my skin and with my physique. Haven't had any reason not to. The girls he followed and liked pictures of were all busty. He told me I was insecure, that all men do it, and if I thought otherwise, then I was being lied to. Then he would flip and tell me it came out of his own insecurities, that he felt he hadn't been attractive to women until his glow up the past few years, and that old habits die hard. I know we all find other people attractive in relationships. My issue was with him making it public. He begged me not to leave him over a mistake. He wanted to be with me, someone attractive, educated, loving. He didn't want to let me go. He told me it wouldn't happen again. Then I saw he liked a thirst trap of a former hookup. I couldn't understand it. He knew it would hurt me. It felt like even though he swore up and down he was crazy about me, he wanted to keep someone else on the hook in case it didn't work out. In the beginning, he told me sometimes he and his friends sent photos of girls to one another. I told him I thought it was really gross and hurtful in a relationship, but didn't expressly say, don't do it, in my mind. I guess I thought it would be enough for him to know it was something I found hurtful. Months later, I asked him if he was still doing it. He told me no, of course not. Why did I want to check? I said, sure, if you're offering. He looked like I'd slapped him. He was lying. He'd been doing it the entire time. We argued for days. Finally, I thought we'd resolved things, and then I saw that after our first argument about the models and OnlyFans girls that he'd continued. He hadn't done it since the second argument, but I felt I couldn't trust him. I asked him why he'd done it again. He said he didn't realize that it was so serious for me. We broke up. It's been a couple months now and I just can't seem to heal. I loved him so much. He told me that our breakup crushed him, that I had broken his heart beyond repair. Then told me he'd slept with someone else. Within 10 days of our breakup, to help him move on. I was destroyed. I loved cooking for him. When he was exhausted from working 24 hours straight, I put him to bed and went to his place to do his laundry so he wouldn't have to stress. I don't say that to toot my own horn. I was happy to do it. I loved him like crazy, and I knew he'd do the same. He was always generous and supportive of me. I just couldn't understand this one problem. Why was everything perfect, but he couldn't let go of pixels on a screen? I think about him all the time. I miss him like crazy. I've been with handsome men, but there was something different about him. I can't even bring myself to want someone else, but I know I couldn't trust him. And he seems pretty done with me. He said that I was too impatient and that I didn't give him time to change. I got rid of Instagram to stop stalking him. Got back into my hobbies. See friends a couple times a week. They've been really supportive. I feel like I'm going through the motions of doing everything right. But 2 months later, I'm just unbelievably sad. I'm so tired of feeling this way, and I'm scared I'm only going to find people I like rather than someone I really love. Sometimes I feel like I'm on an alternate timeline, that there's another version of me where we somehow figured things out and we're on the happy path to marriage and a family, and somehow I got stuck here, too pragmatic to be with him, too in love to move on. I feel thrown away like trash, and I just don't know what to do. Is it me? I've never felt unattractive or undesirable until now. Friends and family swear up and down that it's his problem and not mine, and somehow I can't bring myself to believe them. How do I heal from this? Comment 1. The relationship you had seemed like it was great at first, but in the end, he did not respect your boundaries, lied about it, and kept disrespecting you in plain sight. You say you were happy in this relationship before all this happened, and that is fair. You were, but the lying and disrespect would have stained it the longer you went on with it. You are not a match, and you deserve better, girl. You deserve someone who is generous, kind, and respectful. Someone who aligns with your values and who you are able to grow with. This was not that person. Purge all information, photos, contact info, and socials from him of your devices. It's much easier to move on when you're not constantly reminded of what you could have been. Try to fill your time with friends, family, and hobbies. Good luck. Comment 2. The hurt sucks and the grief is real. It's best to stay in it and sit with it than try to avoid it. Acknowledging it and allow it to take some space in your life for a bit, it's a surefire way to be able to move on completely. This too shall pass, it's only temporary. Keep telling yourself so, and you'll come through it. Phew, I believe you did the right thing, and that is you stayed true to yourself and what matters to you. You can love a guy, but love you more, you're more important.
Third story.
How can I, 37, improve myself to think better?
Wife, 38F, sees me as a forgetful child. Last chance before divorce. The relationship with my 37 wife, 38F, has endured for 20 years, but is at a breaking point. My wife says she needs to think about everything, while I forget stuff and don't think. This is about mental load and about her seeing me as a child. Some of my mishaps from the past few days include taking the kids' nice coat instead of the dirty coat into the woods, misplacing stuff which I clearly should know, forgetting things we discussed a week or even days prior, occasionally forgetting even daily routines, closing the windows after ventilation. The list goes on. All of this and more happened in the past week. I understand why she feels angry. A bit about myself: I work in IT, where my reputation is being one of the smartest guys. I make a decent salary and I'm healthy. I have reason to believe I have a relatively high IQ. At my work, thinking is very different, where I dig deep into a problem and focus 100% on the problem at hand. I caption this as deep thinking, while the area I need to improve in is what I see as wide thinking. It's more parallel and more organizational in nature. It's faster and more instinctive. We've had this issue for years, with multiple attempts to improve myself and fix it, so far without any lasting success. She claims it got worse in the past few years. She stopped seeing me as a man, only as a child. Our relationship and intimacy suffers greatly from this. A non-exhaustive list of things brought slight improvements. Google Tasks, pause and think routines, online family calendar, notes. So now I'm sitting here and I'm at a loss. It feels like this is the last chance to save this marriage. I have a few months to fix this. What can I do to improve myself?
Comment. I think this rings true in a lot of relationships, and I have to say, based on similar situations, where the man is high-performing at work with few mistakes but then failing to put dirty socks in the wash at home. That two big things are knowing and believing someone else at home will do it. Not believing all the little things that make a home run are important. It's exhausting for your wife because you get to live knowing she's got it. Everything will always be okay at home costs. She's carrying that burden. She doesn't get to live like that. I know you understand there's a problem, and that's a great start. I suggest having a chat with your wife about a few, maybe 5 big regular mental loads she carries and taking them off her plate. E.g. bill paying. You take the time to make a list of every bill and when they are due, and you treat bill paying like a work meeting. Have an alarm on your phone. 2 p.m. Fridays you pay bills. You don't ask her for the password for any accounts, or if there's enough money in savings or whatever. You take all the mental load of bills. A big one would be meal planning and grocery shopping. Maybe something like groceries. You could set up a subscription or save a weekly basket of things that need to be bought every week, such as toilet paper and milk. Hell, go further and work out how often you could get toilet cleaner delivered so you never run out. If you get it wrong and have too much or too little, you fix it. Repeat for a few other things, and treat them all as sacred and important with diary and alarm reminders. This won't remove the random annoyances that pop up, e.g. wrong coat on child. However, it could help your wife to be less at breaking point when these instances arrive. If you have truly removed the mental load of some big things off her plate, then the little things might not seem so big. Importantly, it needs to be her decision what things you can officially remove from her. Also, maybe allocate daily headspace to being mindful in the home. Not on your phone, not listening to anything. Stand in a room for 10 minutes and spot what needs to be done and do it right then. Your sole job is to look around the room and notice things. That curtain rod is loose. Go tighten it then and there. It's not a perfect solution to all of it, but should help somewhat.
Last story.
AITA for telling my brother-in-law to stop picking on my kids or he's not coming on vacation. I have 3 kids, Rob 16 meters, Lisa 14F and 9F. Lisa is autistic, and her special interest is Taylor Swift, Rob, and Ango. Along with it and indulge her. They're good kids who care and support each other, and Rob and yes Ann get attention and support for their interests too. My brother-in-law Hector's entire personality is trying to rile people. You know the whole, it's just a joke, bro. Super childish, but whatever, he's family. Except my husband is out of the country. So I guess he thinks he gets to do whatever he wants. A few weeks ago, he started needling at Lisa by making fun of Taylor Swift, using lots of childish name-calling words, intentionally using the wrong word for fans and stuff, just really immature kid stuff. Lisa knows that not everyone likes TS, and some people even hate her. One of her best friends hates her. She's not unable to hear different opinions. She has her own I'm sure she'd love to share with you all if you had 4 hours to spare. He would say, well, Swiffers did X. Y, Z, she would say, Uncle Hector, it's Swifties. And he would say it again to needle at her. Rob was in the room. I was not. Rob said to him, why do you keep using the wrong word? She told you the right word. Hector said he can say whatever he wants and to cry about it. Rob said it just seems like you're going out of your way to upset Lisa. Rob asked her to finish what she was talking about and to ignore Hector. This is when I came into the room, and Hector waved at the kids and said, Roberta's getting real mad that someone's joking about mother. I wasn't in the room, so I didn't hear the comment about me, and Rob said I wouldn't get it. Before I could say anything, Rob said, bro, did you really just call me a girl's name? Are you 12? I put my hands up and said, okay, enough. Hector, stop. He said I'm raising soft kids who can't take a joke. I said he's being so effing rude, and that he wouldn't be acting like this if my husband was home. I said that if he wants to still go with us to Colorado in the summer like we were planning, he has to stop now or he's not coming. This set him off, and he said I had no right to do that, yes I do, and that I'm being a controlling yak over Taylor Swift. I said no. Fuck Taylor Swift. This is about you being mean to your niece because her dad isn't home. He said fuck you and good luck next time we have a problem. We're on our own. He took his Costco chicken and left, and I swear he must have immediately gone running to my mill because she called me to ask for what really happened and sighed a lot. I asked her if I was overreacting, and she said she just hopes we can work it out because that trip was all he had to look forward to since he was laid off from work. I hate causing drama in the family, so am I the asshole and I'm out of line. Thanks for all the feedback. I have a path forward. It also needs to be said that some of you are just inventing an entirely new story involving Hector losing his job because his has a bad personality. This is entirely fictional. This didn't happen. His job laid off almost everyone because they are struggling with money and likely won't recover. Comment 1. NTA. You should be proud of your son for standing up for his sister. The bill does not deserve to go for being a nasty piece of work. Comment 2. Rob is a very good son and has always been protective of his sisters, and I'm very grateful for that because I didn't have the same relationship with my brother, sadly. Comment 3. FYI, it's not quite clear if you heard something before someone's joking about mother, but you seem to think something was said about you. Are you sure it wasn't just Hector calling Taylor Swift mother? That's a popular thing among Swifties. People also call Lady Gaga and even Chappell Roan mother. It's an online slang way of saying she's a badass, an icon. I want to be like her when I grow up. ETA, as someone pointed out below, the origin is actually drag culture. Like a lot of things from drag culture, including serving C***, it's been adopted by Gen Z and is now widely used online.
If you like the stories, feel free to hit the like button, share, and subscribe.